Hey, you ever wonder how in the world that other investor bought the property that you were making an offer on, like seemingly right out from underneath you? Or how they got it for so cheap? Well, stay tuned regularly and you'll know exactly what they're doing and saying so that you can improve your process and better serve your clients so you can close more deals. And in this video, we'll take a peek behind the curtain of a real life seller lead call. We'll expose the best kept secrets surrounding seller lead conversations as our experts at Real Estate Funnel Systems work one-on-one with both new and seasoned real estate investors across the country.
Of course. Next up, who else? Cody?
Dave.
And he's interested in maybe owner financing. He's interested in maybe his mom renting it back from us. He's interested in this and that. And oh, we got that option too. Show me that option. He's got like 20, he wants to see every option, sliding scale of each individual option. So I talked to him and, he just wants it. He just wants the report. You can do that. I want to see it. Show me that too. You can rent it back. Show me a sliding scale, low end rent, high end rent, market rent, everything. So I go and I meet his mom. He lives in Arizona. Come to find out he's in banking. So I go meet his mom, and her and I have a much better conversation. She's eating lunch and I sit down at her table and she's like, "What's going on? Well, tell me about where you guys are at and stuff." And I'm like, well, we're right around the corner. It turns out like I grew up and went to the same school as her kids and all through high school. And, we went to the same church and this and that. And we're talking about, everything. And then, we know our lives have crossed paths in many different ways. We got a lot in common. And she has, from what I find out, she's got an offer. Her husband, I guess, drummed up, or not her husband, her son drummed up from Arizona for a company out of Tennessee, an out-of-state company, to buy her house and then rent it back to her at market rent, which she thought was kind of high. And I told her, I said, it's market rent. It might be a tad high considering the condition of your house, but it's about market for around here. So, maybe it's just a hair high. And I was like, but that's it. And so I'm like, so what do you, and talking to her, it was so much different than talking to her son, because her son, I was asking him a lot of questions like, what's your mom going to do? Well, we can figure that out. We were really interested in the rent back option. And I asked him a lot of questions and I was irritating him. I didn't mean to. I was like, look, I'm just curious, like, if you want our cash offer and I'll give it to you, but like, is that going to work for her? Well, it's all numbers. It's all numbers. I was like, well, so he keeps saying it's all numbers, but it's not all numbers, and I talked to his mom for a long time. She's under the impression there's one option. She's staying at that house for 2 to 3 years because she's on a 2 to 3 year wait list at the facility she's moving to. And that's it. She's staying there. And here's the only way she's staying there. She's staying there if somebody buys her house and rents it back to her, or she's staying there and not selling her house for 2 to 3 years until it's time to move in. And she's not some little old lady. She's with it. These are the options. Well, he wants every option. And I asked her, I go, well, why are you even selling the house? I go, why don't you just sell in 2 or 3 years? My son's in banking. He says the market's at the peak. It's going to drop and we got to sell now and lock it in. I was like, oh, so you need to lock it in now because this is the top of the market. And in 2 to 3 years, it's going down. And now you got to lock it in, even though you're not moving. You're staying here 2 to 3 years. She says, that's what he says. And that's what he's telling me to do. And she says, I don't have to do any of it. But, in talking to her more and more and more, she's kind of leaning towards this out-of-state company. She wouldn't tell me what they were offering, but she told me what they were having her rent it for. I'm like, okay. So I kept talking to her, and I even told her, I said, let's do a little math. I said, you don't have a mortgage, right? No. Well, here's the taxes and insurance. And we added it all up. And I said, let's just say you sell in exactly 2 years. I'm like, you would have to sell for $24,000 less than just by living here.
Yeah.
Basically, it's costing you $24,000. So by living here and paying that, that's what it's going to cost you the next 2 years. If you rent it back, you're paying someone else to pay that. So essentially, you're renting it back for, how did I think about it? I crunched it. Now I can't think of how we broke down the numbers, but I basically told her like, you have to bank on about a $24,000 drop in the market for this to make sense. If the market stays the same, you may as well just keep the house for 2 years. And I wasn't trying to talk her out of it. I'm just thinking through it with her,
Right.
So So I talked to her son today again, and he's been pushing me to get some numbers together, and I've been delayed because I've had a lot of stuff going on, and I told him I'm getting you something today. I'm getting it together, and so I called him back again and just kind of was talking through some of the options and let him know kind of, that she told me what the rent would be, and I'm just kind of thinking through it, and I'm like, it seems like the offer that your mom kind of indicated you might have had, I'm having a little hard time getting to that number, just doing it A for B with that company, and I'm trying to get to what other options you guys might, what really want to see so I can tailor it. But he does not want to talk about it with me. He wants all the options. He wants a cash offer. He wants what it would list for. He wants if we would buy it and rent back. He wants at least two options of if we bought it and rented it back, what the rent would be, a lower rent and a higher rent, and what that would look like for purchase price. And then he wants to throw in the creative financing too, which is, I think, my only chance to really get him, because I suspect I'm lower than this other company. It's from out of town, by the way. And so what do you do? Like, I get it. And maybe I'm not good with these guys. These guys, you know what I mean? Like, he's in banking. He knows the market's going to drop. Now's the time. He's got a big card up his sleeve. He's timing the market. And I'm like putting together this giant report for him when he really, isn't even like giving me the time to like talk through what they're going to do. Like, why am I giving him a cash offer? And I don't mind doing it. I'm going to give it to him. I'm going to give him the net sheet, but it's like, dude, come on. Like, let's figure this out. You know what I mean? What are you talking about? Okay, I'll give you a cash offer. What? So you can just get mad about my cash offer? You're not going to take a cash offer anyway. You know what I mean? Like, she's not moving out of the house. So why do I give you a number just so you can like beat your chest? Like, that's low. Well, I may as well just tell him it's $1 because it doesn't matter. She's not moving. You know what I mean? Like, to see what was like, it's just kind of a no. It's like, okay, I guess if I tell him $250,000, which is $80,000 more than it's worth, maybe that'll be compelling enough for her to move. Well, obviously nobody's going to do that. So it's like, he's like, if it's compelling enough, she'll find a place. She'll go rent an apartment or live with family. Well, that's not what she says. And so like, I'm trying to figure out what's going on here and what to do. Because when I talk to this guy, I feel like they're about ready to go with this other company, and they're just checking. They're calling us just to make sure that this other company's not ripping them off. They just want a little second opinion.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. He even said, he goes, I want to see if this market value, if what they're offering is in line with market value, And it's like, well, market value for what? Is it a market value for them buying it and you renting it back? That's a lot different than market value for her moving and me buying it cash as is. And that's yet still different than market value for if she lists it with an agent and we take pretty pictures. I mean, I don't know what you're looking for,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay.
So anyway, I just threw the whole thing out there, and I'm slightly kind of like, I just got off the phone with him, and I'm like, I'm like kind of sitting here like, well, I guess I got to put this like report together because he wants to see these hard numbers. And that's what I'm going to do. My thought, and correct me if I'm wrong, is I'm just going to put these options out there and just preface like, look, here's where I can help you, and put option A out there with owner financing, where we essentially for a couple of years, we pay her and then she pays us. But after that, she continues carrying the note. And I think as a bank guy, maybe he'll see that's his best way to lock in a sale price right now, while also kind of helping his mom, but also kind of locking in a potential upside. You know what I mean? Because essentially, if the market stays the same, in 2 years from now, we go ahead and buy him out, he's made the same as if the market did not drop, is kind of the way I'm looking at it. Mm-hmm. Look, if the market doesn't drop and the sky doesn't fall, you'll still get some of that upside if you do this. If the market does fall, then you know what, man, you read it, you predicted it. Your mom still gets to stay, and you got us. We bought the house. I don't know.
Yeah. So here's my take. You ready?
I'm ready.
Call them up.
Hit it to me. Hit me with it.
Call them up. Call them up.
Huh?
Yeah. So
Call them.
What are you saying?
Brian's get him on the phone right now. Get live. Call her, you're live. No.
You know how I get sometimes? I hate it when I can't I hate the opportunity to not just talk through something with somebody. I hate it. It puts me so on my heels and it makes me mad. I'm like, oh man.
So here's my thing. I think you're overthinking it now. Okay.
Yeah.
So let's pull back, because don't get spun out. And what that means to me is like, hey, what is your process? Really, let's boil it down. Okay. Now, your process, if you brought it right to your offer packet, okay, your offer packet, if you sent him the PDF with the cover page and the letter to them, your team and all your shit, your comps to a net sheet, okay, straight, boom, 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 just, hey, this is our standard process. And you matter of fact it like this. This is how I help all my clients. I walk them through this process right here. But here's the creative side of real estate that we can talk about that has a little bit more round edges and more, things that we can maneuver, or, angles here. But I would summarize it just the way you did right here. Like, if it were my mom, I would consider this option. And I would probably say those words. Okay, because I say this as a trainer. I walk this walk, but it's like, dude, I try to treat my clients and give them the advice that I would give my mom in that scenario. Like, hey, dude, if my mom were sitting here, this is what I would do. I would be heavily considering this road right there. I mean, like, hey, might not be perfect exactly, but I think this is the most direct path to getting your goal accomplished, right? From my vantage point. And this is what I can help facilitate right here. Okay. So if you want to go that route, if you like this relationship, if you want to, get to the end of the goal here, then let's go. That's the way we came to the conclusion, right? Nothing more, nothing less. So here's the posture that I'm pulling. Here's my standard process that's in line has the options that you are talking about. Like, I want a cash offer. Okay. I think you're going to like my offer packet. My offer packet has comps. It has a net sheet. It has all this broken down. You're going to get a lot of value out of that, right? Plus, I'll summarize a quick creative a creative option that I think that you guys should really heavily consider. I know if my mom were in this scenario, having talked to your mom and things like this, I have a big soft spot, right? I'm a mama's boy. This is what I would do. Right? Boom, 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 boom. Okay. And I would roll out. And then let it sit.
Yeah, I like that idea. I have thought, I got to do something compelling like that. And then I'm comfortable letting it sit because this company's out of town. She's never met anyone. Yep. So you know how those go. So nobody's seen her house yet. Nobody's seen the house yet.
So we know the strong PS. PS. Right? Just if you accept the offer from the company that's out of town, just know, like, I can help support you if the escrow goes sideways, right? Because you never know when with out of town companies, when they haven't seen the property and this and that, if they can actually do what they say they're going to do, right? So if things go sideways, call me. I can help save the escrow, make sure things are okay, whatever. I'm your advocate. Okay? That's the PS.
Yeah.
I'm not a sore loser. If you go the other direction, I'm here. I'll just make sure that they do treat you right the way I would treat you. Okay? And then I'm going to pound my chest and dance around that I told you so when they don't.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And get the best testimonial.
Right. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I have been thinking a lot about how you've said a bunch of times, like, don't give them something unless they ask for it. If you want it, you got to ask for it. But then yet, if they're asking for it, give them to them.
Okay. But so now the thing that's spinning you out, and I totally relate with you, David. Like I have been in this situation, right? So like we can't start Well, and then you can, and what abouts and how abouts, and then like you paint this picture as if, oh yeah, send that all over. I want to dice, yeah, into a banker. Yeah, no, sorry, not doing that at all. Okay, not the way he's gonna dissect that, hold that against me, whatever else. No, here's our standard process. This is what we do for all of our clients. We treat all of our clients the same way. This is how we do it. We're professional. And then here's the back door. Creative. Okay. Now, if you want to focus on the backdoor creative, that's great. Here's, a summary. But now let's talk about it. Let's dive in. Let's get it to pen to paper. We can adjust some things here if you want to, but let's go. Now, the posture that I'm saying is, yes, there are options. I'm not just blowing smoke. I'm doing what you would want. But I'm also showing like, you're not that special. And this is my standard process. We're that good.
Yeah. Okay. No, I like that. That's good. Yeah. In hindsight, that's good learning because, yeah. So rather than getting all spun up by it, okay, well, that's what I'm going to do. Well, oh, that's what you want. Perfect. Well, that's just what I do. So I'm not, and then, if he's expecting,
you're going to like our standard you're going to like how we handle you're going to like, like I might say standard process at that moment, but you're going to like how we make our offers. I send an offer pack. See, then I just sell it.
Right.
But I'm not selling and I could do this. No, here, dude, you're just going to like our starting point, dude. You're going to be impressed.
Right.
Okay. It's the custom work that kills us.
Right.
Kills our brain, kills you create more questions. It just that custom bullshit. So that's why our standard process is strong. Love it, present it, roll.
Right.
Okay, straight up, and do it every. That's not to like pull this full circle, but I think it's a really great tie-in to like. If you get good at the standard process, so the standard process is your process and you're just good, it's fast. That's my process. I'm good at it, right? Freaking fast at it. So I can strongly say like, yeah, you're dude. And that becomes a really good tee up, like from an appointment, like, hey, if we go out to the client's house and we meet our clients for the clients that are very serious, because when we go out to our appointments, we leave an appointment. We leave an offer packet, and in that offer packet, you get right? So it's not just like a hi, nice to meet you. It's a whole bunch of homework. It's like an appraisal. Do you know what appraisal costs? Okay, like that's essentially what we're doing. I know it's not an appraisal officially, but it is our opinion of value, and it's a display of the current market conditions. Okay, so our appointments are worth it. Our appointments are valuable. Our clients should be stoked on that. Right? So that's my attitude. That's the posture that comes through, right?
Hey, I hope you found this video helpful, and even more important than just one video is to continue to stay plugged in and practice these success habits. So don't forget to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss anything we post. Always remember too that you can't just watch the video. You have to implement what you've learned. So I encourage you to take action, because this is what practice looks like. Now these videos cover what a seller lead call looks like, and to uncover what our winning seller appointments look like, I put together a quick but in-depth 20-minute training on Erik's system that he created to analyze deals with speed and accuracy, and to get a property under contract on the spot at the seller appointment with no paperwork. Simply just click the link in the description of this video that says the ultimate seller appointment. And when you register with your name and email, we'll also share the top performing smile and dial seller lead scripts. And those are what our clients and we use to qualify and close leads with ease over the phone in today's market. And this free 20-minute training will cover essentially the system that Erik created to bring our business into the digital age. And I'll share exactly what and how to do that so that you can model it as well. Simply click the Ultimate Seller Appointment link down in the description to register, and also take advantage of those winning smile and dial seller lead scripts and make every seller appointment the ultimate seller appointment. We'll see you in the training, and we'll see you in the next video too.